Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So it's December 20th, and we're going to go help Josh pick some corn on his farm. We got 51 acres there that he needs picked, and it is in some wet grounds. We're going to go help him out with that. We're going to start with 9650, see what we can get done. And if that becomes a problem out in the muck, we're going to run home and we're going to grab the M3. But as dry as it's been, we are 8 inches below our normal rainfall for this part of Indiana, so things are dry. But if they are too wet or too soft, we'll run home and get the M3, because I do not want to get the 9650 swamped. So let's get the 4955 running. We got some corn in the grain cart still of mine that needs hauled in, so we'll get that taken in. Everybody likes a cold start on an old deer. Give her a little throttle so she warms up. Get this cart unloaded, and we get some fuel pumping in the 9650, and we'll get George on his way to the elevator. Josh's. It is like 26 degrees right now, so the tires are stiff and they're cold and they're making the phone vibrate. Camera mount. So 2 years ago I picked this field for him with the gleaner on tracks. I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think between the 9650 and the M3, if we have to, we'll get it just fine. Some dogs this morning had this deer carcass drug out in the road. I don't want to run that over and end up with a rib in the tire, so we'll just go on around that. Here's the culprits right here in the front yard. They're nice dogs. They just found some roadkill that tasted good. As long as they don't go in the house now and puke on the floor because all the raw meat they ate. I guess it's not my floor. But anyways, we'll see what we can do. The only downfall is it is going to get warm today, and this farm has some pickle vine on it. I was kind of hoping to hit them pickle vine patches with it frozen. So maybe I can get to them patches before it gets warm enough to thaw them out today. I'm afraid that if they thaw out and get damp, they're going to get tough. But if they stay frozen, it's as good as it being a hot, sunny, dry day, and it dried out. So it's brittle. Either brittle frozen or brittle dried out. So, but if it gets wet, it's gonna be tough. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's no problem. So let's get over there and see what we can get done. If I have to, what I'll do is I'll pick till it gets too tough today, if the pickle vine is an issue, and then come back tomorrow with it frozen again and hit those spots with it frozen. So let's have to see how it works. We'll just play it how it lays. Well, we're getting a start here on Josh's. I'm going to start over here along the ditch. The ditch bank here is pretty high. It's not until we get over about 48 rows, that's when it starts to kind of drop off. There are some holes along this ditch, like right there, but nothing too bad yet. Well, I thought Josh had these inrows broke in on this end. Come to find out, he didn't. So there's a little pickle vine, but it's dry enough, it's cold enough, it's passing right on through, no problem. So we're doing some trading. Since Josh helped us cut beans earlier this fall, we're trading him picking this corn off down here in the muck. I can slow the head down a little bit. But I like to run it a little faster in the pickle line because it helps it feed better. Actually, it might have a little bit of pickle line wrapped around the auger there in the center. Can't see it because of that hood. It is wet in this corner, that's for sure. Yeah, not so much wet, but soft. Some more pickle line. It's running right through though. Yeah, see, got a wide row here. That's alright, still feeding. When you say you had pickle vine, I was thinking that it was real bad, but it's not a complete mat of it, so it's not terrible. It's when it's like a carpet over the top of the corn, like somebody walked up and threw a carpet over the top of it, that's when it's bad. But when it's like what you've been seeing, that's not too bad at all. To harvest anyways. You want to get that stuff under control though. He sprayed it, and he said all his other farms he got real good control over it, and on this farm he said it came out of nowhere. So it was probably a late growth that came in, and the herbicide didn't stop it. Could have been because of our dry summer that we had. Didn't have enough rain to keep that herbicide active in the ground. Could have been a lot of things. Oh, it's a little soft there. Oh yeah. Come on, keep going. There we go. Definitely fell in right there. No tracks, just soft. Alright, I'm gonna head back to the road by the time I get there. Don't. I'm gonna stay light out here, that's for sure. Let's pick us 8 back to the high ground. Well, everything's full and it's lunchtime, so we're waiting for George to come back from the elevator with the semi. So Josh and I are gonna walk around and kind of compare combines. Josh's is a 2000, mine is a 2003, so there are some differences between the two, and it's kind of interesting. So first obvious difference is the decals on the fronts of the cabs. I've got that Leaping Deer decal, and Josh has the older from like 1980 decal, which I actually like that one better. That's one of my favorite ones. The shifter handles on the gear shifts are different. He's got a round knob. I've got more of a small tractor gear shift knob. The interiors are different. Mine is the dark brown. His is the lighter brown. Different seats. I've got a high back seat. He's got a standard short back seat. Walking around the sides of them. Yeah, I said shifters. Yep. Josh actually has bigger rubber on his than I have on mine. He's got bigger rear wheels, but he's also two-wheel drive, and I'm four-wheel drive. So I don't think you could have that size rear wheel on a four-wheel drive rear axle. Decals are different. These are my decals. Those are his decals. It's kind of interesting. I've got longer flashers on the back. He's got shorter flashers on the back. I've got a small water separator filter here on the side. He's got a larger one on his machine. So there's just a lot of different things. But what else did you see? Oh yeah, the decals in the back. Like before, I've just got the Leaping Deer, the newer style. Josh has the Leaping Deer with the John Deere under it. And actually, you know what I did when I was in high school?
What?
I took one of them decals and I cut the Deere and the John Deere all out of it. And on the back window of my 97 Dodge, I put that on the back window and then I cut it so that the windows would slide apart.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's still on the truck to this day, on my pulling truck.
The shield.
Oh yeah, the shields on the choppers. This shield right here is different. Josh's combine actually has all the lights under the side panels. Where's that? It's up there somewhere.
Yeah,
but mine don't have the lights on the side panels. It's got this switch plate here.
He's got 2 clips too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's only got 1 clip on his little door. So it's real interesting. Same combine, but a lot of differences in just a couple of years.
You only have the one.
What?
2 lights.
Oh yeah,
you only have the one.
Yeah, I only have 1 light on the inside of my combine, and it's right there. So, all right, George is back from the elevator, so we're gonna go get something to eat, and we'll get back at it. Oh, also Josh has the big top hopper toppers, and I just have the smaller ones.
1,000,000 bushel, 500,000 bushel.
1,000,000 bushel, 500,000 bushel. Yeah, yeah, you can go forever filling that up because that was what, 400 bushels?
Yeah.
Yep, 400 bushel. Yeah, we talked about that in the bean cutting video.
1,100 bushel.
Yep. I'm sure there's some more differences that we're missing. Like Josh has a contour feeder house. I've just got a solid feeder house. So there are some more. I mean, I'm sure internally there's a lot of differences. But those are all the obviouses. Oh, another thing I noticed is your windshield wiper parks on this side. My windshield wiper parks on this side.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought maybe you just had yours on this side and shut it off, but mine returns to park on this side. So yours must too, or unless the park's out of it or something. Might be broke. So, all right, we're going to lunch. I got Josh started over here in this field. He's in the kiddie pool. That's all good and firm out there. Don't have to really worry about him getting stuck. So I prefer more of an adult swim. So we're going to go over here between the 2 ditches. And we're going to try to break this in. So we'll see what happens. I don't think we're going to get stuck. But we'll find out. We'll see what happens. Got to keep it interesting, right? We'll start here. Let me readjust this camera here. That's better. Camera seems really crooked. That's better. Let's take it nice and easy. See, the muskrat's been chewing off these corn stalks, making their nests out of them and stuff, or whatever they do with them. Another thing about muck is it never really freezes, so it's not really one of the things that we can come out here when it's below 0 and pick it to be any better, because it just crusts on top and you fall right through the crust. Really, you don't feel bad at all. This is going to be boring. Josh also, he's moving in away from the edge of the ditch. So, it looks like he could have planted another probably 5 rows over there. He needs to start planting farther over back along that ditch, or else he's going to have trees start growing and stuff. I'll have to get on him about that. So you can see how high that water is in that ditch over there. We're going to stay away from that ditch a little bit, just to be safe. Still good. Water's high, but the ground's still dry, so. Squished down a little bit when I backed up. No big deal. Back up to the high ground. By the time we get there, I'll be half full and I'll want to dump. Yep, this is going to be no problem. Alright, I'm going to get some video later on. Uber for Josh? Yeah, Uber for Josh. Or should we do a lift? And there's the lift one too.
LYFT.
LYFT, yeah. Well, how'd the video go?
Good. I wish I would have known you hit the record way before.
Yeah, that's alright. At least we have plenty of corn left to get it right.
At least my combine's not on fire. That's a plus.
This is the farm that it burned on, isn't it? Right over there.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on it this time.
Yeah, I think so.
We've taken some safety.
It doesn't get dust around the manifold.
No, these are
so I check it like all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the lift.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Alright, so we're down to the wettest here. If we can get this picked off and not have to go get another combine, that would be great. You can see to my left that Josh didn't plant that because it was too wet. I'll turn my rear wheel assist on. There we go. I think it feels good. I think we'll be okay. That might be a row off. That's alright. No, there's another row in there. Josh made it through over there a little farther. Oh yeah. We're gonna be good. Still got 2 rows over here that I need to get. And let's go 3. It was firm up until here. It's a little soft over there. I feel that one wheel squishy. And this is another field that, by the looks of it, you wouldn't be able to tile it with much fall at all in your tile. You have to run it in pretty flat. This is a good candidate to dig the muck out and put some sand in, or try to haul in about 6 inches of sand over the top of the muck and work it in with chisel plow. That would help tremendously. Build it up some. So a few viewers have asked me, I had mentioned in a video a while back about fixing low spots like on the end of this field where they're not high enough to be tiled. They can be tiled, but the tile would have to be ran in level because there wouldn't be enough cover by the time you put your slope on it. So what we do is we'll haul in, like, there's 2 ways of doing it. One way, we can haul in sand. We spread it about 6 inches thick over the top of the muck, and then we chisel plow it in. It gets mixed in there and it firms the muck up because muck is so organic. Muck actually lays on top of peat moss, and muck is what I consider broken down peat moss that's kind of turned into a more of a soil. So it's really organic, and if you can add some sand to that, you can actually get it to firm up. Or another thing we do is we'll go to a low spot that's muck. We'll take off about 1.5 foot of it off the top. We'll shove it one way, and then we'll haul in sand, and we'll fill that in about 1.5 foot, and then we'll put that 1.5 foot back over the top, and it will be back to being nice and pretty, and you know. But to me, I think the best way to do it is just bring in 6 inches, chisel plow it in, and do that maybe over a course of time, and it blends in just fine. It doesn't cause a yield problem. I've done it in several spots with great results. So it works really well. The actual digging it out is kind of extreme. And it takes a lot of sand to do that. Now, a few viewers have asked me if I had any videos, examples of this, and yes I do. They're in the older videos of mine. George and I just done one last spring of this year, 2023, and we done that with excuse me, with the D8H Cat, the haul truck, and the D85 New Holland dozer. And then the one prior to that was, oh boy, probably 3 years ago. That one we actually hauled a sand hill down into a low spot and made the low spot into a farmable, nice piece of ground. We moved a lot of sand on that one, moved a lot of muck, threw the muck all one way, and then brought the sand in and brought the muck back across it. That was a lot of work, but it made a farm out of it. So if you look back through my old videos, you'll find that one eventually too. This farm that we're on now, My recommendation is to just haul 6 inches of sand over the top, chisel plow it in, maybe do that a couple of years. There's a nice sand hill right over here that you can get some sand off of, but it costs money to do that. If you got a good landowner, they want it done. Some landowners don't want it done. It just depends. Alright, we're going to get pretty close to finishing tonight. We'll see what happens. Well, we got a little bit of pickle vine here, but not too bad at all. I can turn some lights on. Oh, that's better. Actually, it didn't get tough today, so that's a good thing. It stayed fairly cold even when the sun came out. It still stayed fairly cold, but it stayed froze. So it didn't get tough. We are just about done, actually. I'm sure Josh is relieved. We wanted to get this done. He's a little behind because the moisture content of the grain just was not coming down earlier in the fall. So he kept waiting, just so he didn't have to pay drying charges or anything like that. So I definitely understand that. Try to make everything you can make without spending extra money. It's the name of the game. Josh is actually right alongside of me over there. You don't have his lights on yet. He's actually got the Tiger lights on that combine, the LEDs. I want to get a set of them because they are really bright. You definitely see a lot with them. Alright. Go ahead and dump right in George right here. Wait. We like to stay light, so George just waits on the end for us. The field's kind of too short to unload on a go. Had a viewer ask me in the comments of the last video I just put up today if we unload on the go, and yes, we do a lot of unloading on the go. You just don't see it that often in my videos because usually my camera's pointed forward. And usually I don't video when I unload on the go. I guess I need to start doing that more. I think next year I'm gonna work on some different camera mounts to put all over the combines. I know I've said that before, but I think I need to start doing it. Come up with something different. Need to add some spice to the channel somehow, so we'll see what I can come up with. Or maybe I just need to become more spicy myself. I don't know. Need to gain some more viewers somehow. Gotta get that wow factor. Shake my auger out a little bit. Josh gave me some pecans, or pecans, whatever you want to call them, a little bit ago, and I keep like getting like little chunks like in my throat. I don't know. I'm not really a pecan fan, but they were actually pretty good. They had like cinnamon or sugar on them. They're like more of a candy than they were anything. Josh is in my way right now to go back down the road as I wanted to. That time of the year, you're getting all this Christmas candy. I made some of that dragon's beard candy that they keep talking about on TikTok. I made some the other night. And I'll tell you what, you gotta make it, you gotta get it to like 260 degrees. It's corn syrup and water and sugar. And you actually boil it on the stove with a candy thermometer till it hits 260, and you dump it out in like a silicone donut mold, and you need that hole in the center to get your fingers in to get started pulling it, and you like put it in cornstarch and you keep pulling it and twisting it and pulling it, and it turns into like fine strands of sugar. It's called Dragon's Beard candy. Look it up on like TikTok, or there's YouTube videos on it. I'll tell you what, it is a workout for your hand muscles and your arms to actually make it, because you make it like, the goal is to get to like 1 million strands or something. That's the TikTok challenge. And all it is, you know, it's corn syrup and water and sugar, and you can put some flavoring in it, but it's really not that good. I tried it after I made it. I'm like, I went through all this stuff tastes like this. It didn't taste that great. I suppose I could put like some cherry flavoring in it. My favorite thing to make around the holidays is glass candy. My grandma and my great grandma taught me how to make it, and it's super simple. You just, same concept as the dragon candy. You boil it for so long, you dump it out on a cookie sheet. I mix some flavoring in it. Dump it on a cookie sheet, throw it outside for a little bit on some wax paper, bring it back in the house, take the cookie sheet, bang it on the counter, and it shatters like glass, and then you just eat it. It's one of my favorite holiday candies to make. So, I like to cook on the side. I don't know if anybody has noticed that. There are a few cooking videos on my channel, but I like to cook. It's fun. It's relaxing. That's why the new house is going to have such a big kitchen in it. Because not only does Madison like to cook, but I like to cook also. And how did we get a row off? Oh, Josh has his lights on. You can see his tiger lights. Yeah, see how bright them are? I need to get me a set of them. They go back in the stock places on the cab, so it's not like you have to modify anything. I need to get me a set of those though. I like those. Alright, we are done. Josh can relax now. His corn's picked. So we are officially done. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, but we didn't get to play with the Gleaner on tracks this year. But that's okay, because there's a few things wrong with it that wouldn't affect it running, but it's stuff that I'd like to fix on it before I use it again. So me getting my shop hopefully this summer will allow me to have space to work on that and be able to fix what I want to fix on it. The M3, at least we got to pick some corn with it a couple videos ago after I fixed it. So we did get to pick some more with a Gleaner. I know some of you miss the Gleaners. I honestly miss running the Gleaners too. They are fun to run. I enjoy them. I'm not going to get rid of them. I still got them. So anyways, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next one. I'm so excited. The harvest is done, other than my ear corn and that little bitty patch at my grandma's that we're going to shell, or ear corn. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but I'm excited the harvest is done, because I've got a lot of things that I want to do. A lot of videos I want to make on other topics, you know, mechanical stuff. I would like to get the basket case John Deere A in the shop. That is the next tractor project that I'd like to do. It's been a little bit since we've done a 2-cylinder John Deere project. Well, other than Dad's 720 and a broken crankshaft. But, I mean, it's been a while since we've done a non-running tractor project. And the basket case A is a non-running tractor, definitely. It's in a basket, literally. So, that's something I want to get done. So, that'll be a winter project. So, and I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna say extreme with this build, but it's gonna thump. Let's put it that way. I want a healthy A when I'm done with this one. So we're gonna do some different things with that. Bore it, different pistons. It's gonna be cool when it's done. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next one.